Why does nothing remain the same? Days of joy seem to slip away quickly, as if time runs faster when we smile. Moments of pain, on the other hand, seem to drag on, as if they will never end. Hermes Trismegistus reminds us of a universal law. Everything flows and ebbs. Everything has its tides. This is the principle of rhythm, a truth that echoes not only in the seas and the seasons, but also within us, in every heartbeat and every breath that keeps us alive. The universe is a constant dance between extremes, and the secret is not to stop the movement, but to learn how to move with it. Perhaps you feel that you live in repetitive cycles. With every achievement comes a new challenge. With every beginning, an inevitable end approaches. This can generate fear of losing what you have achieved, fear of watching happiness turn into absence. It can also bring despair, the feeling that certain problems never change, that you are trapped in patterns repeating like a wheel that spins endlessly. But rhythm is not an enemy. It is a silent master, teaching us that everything that is born, grows, and declines prepares the way for a new cycle. To recognize this master is to free yourself from the despair of permanence and the anxiety of change. The principle of rhythm teaches us that everything in the universe moves like a pendulum. The tide rises and falls. Day surrenders to night, and night, inevitably, gives way to day. Joy encounters pain, and then returns again. Nothing is permanent, and therein lies wisdom, to realize that neither pain is eternal, nor happiness absolute. Both are movements, waves of the same sea. The universe pulses in cycles. Galaxies spin in spirals. Planets orbit in paths. The body follows the rhythm of breath, and the heart marks the rhythm of life. When we resist this movement, the soul suffers. But when we understand rhythm, we begin to see that each phase carries within itself the seed of the next. Winter prepares spring. The fall prepares the rise. The dark night is the cradle of the dawn. This principle is not just a poetic metaphor, but a practical key. By accepting that life moves in cycles, we free ourselves from the illusion of stagnation and the prison of the instant. Suffering ceases to be punishment and becomes transition. Joy ceases to be attachment and becomes celebration. The wise do not seek to stop the pendulum, but to learn how to find balance within the movement. How can you apply this principle today in your life? Next time you face a difficulty, remember, the pendulum never stays at one extreme. Everything returns to balance. What now seems permanent is only a point on the curve. Instead of fighting against the tide, allow yourself to flow with it. This does not mean passivity, but wisdom. It means acting at the right moment, like a sailor who adjusts his sails to the wind rather than fighting the storm. Observe your own cycles of energy, of mood, of motivation. Notice how there are days of expansion and days of withdrawal, days of clarity and days of shadow. Instead of blaming yourself for the low phases, learn from them. Each phase is necessary. To accept rhythm is to cooperate with cosmic order. It is to understand that life organizes itself in waves, and that wisdom lies in learning how to surf each one, without clinging to the peak or despairing in the valley. The invisible rhythm guides your life, whether you notice it or not. But the one who recognizes this law ceases to fear change. The pendulum will continue to swing. The sea will continue to rise and fall. But the soul that understands finds peace in the center, in the point of balance that does not move, even when everything around it oscillates. And it is in this inner point, silent and eternal, that we discover that every wave, every cycle, and every swing are not enemies, but teachers. Each change brings a lesson. Each ending prepares a new beginning. Rhythm is the pulse of the all, and we are dancers in this universal beat. When we awaken to this truth, we realize that even pain is only a passage, and that even joy is an invitation to live the present fully. The wise do not resist movement. They breathe with the universe, and in doing so, they discover that life, in its impermanence, is the greatest proof that the all is always alive within us.